السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. كيف حالكم؟ عسى الله أن تكونوا بخير وصحة وعافية إن شاء الله. ملخص التراكيب, summary of the grammatical structures. Now basically we will look at the summary of the grammatical structures that we have learned so far. We have seen that the fi'l mudari or the present tense for the first person singular starts with hamza. So you say aqra'u, I read or I recite. Aknusu, I sweep. Ushahidu, I watch. Aqra'u, again I read. And aghsilu, I wash. So the present tense, we have seen that the present tense will start either with ya, like yaqra'u, or with ta, like taqra'u, or hamza, like aqra'u. And inshallah we will see in the next lessons that it can start with noon as well, like naqra'u. That's number one. Number two, remember that after the verb, the noun is in a state of nasb. Nasb means that it generally comes with fatha, as we can see over here. So you say أقرأ القرآن, أكنس الغرفة, أشاهد التلفاز, أقرأ الصحيفة, وأغسل الملابس. So you have to notice two things over here, that for the present tense, when you talk about yourself, you start with hamza, and then after that make sure that the noun that comes after that comes with fatha. Then we have seen that the present tense can be used for the future as well. But if you want to specify a future, or if you want to specify the present tense to the future, like fi'l mudari, if you want to use it only for the future, and then what we have to do is just to put sa before fi'l al-mudari, and then it becomes future, and it gives the meaning of will. Like in English we say will. For example, you say I will recite the Quran. So basically sa equals will. We also use sawfa as well, but sawfa is used for the distant future, and sa is used for the near future. أقرأ القرآن, I recite the Quran. But when you say سأقرأ القرآن, it means I will recite the Quran. Similarly, سأكنس الغرفة, I will vacuum the room. سأشاهد التلفاز, I will watch the TV. سأقرأ الصحيفة, I will read the newspaper. And سأغسل الملابس, I will wash the clothes. Then we have seen that if we want to ask a question, especially with the verb, we ask a question using ماذا. Generally with the noun, we ask a question using ma. For example, ma ismuka, what is your name? Whereas with the verb, we use ماذا. For example, ماذا تفعل, what are you doing? ماذا تكنس, what are you vacuuming? ماذا تشاهد, what are you watching? And remember that the present tense, fi'l mudari, can give the meaning of simple present. It can also give the meaning of future, and it can also give the meaning of present continuous. Now it depends on the context, like in what context you are using it. For example, if you ask someone ماذا تشاهد, so basically it will be translated as what are you watching, if he is watching at that time. But if you are talking to a friend in general, so when you say ماذا تشاهد, so that will be translated as what do you watch. So it depends on the context. ماذا تفعلين, what are you doing, or what do you do? ماذا تكنسين, what are you vacuuming, or what do you vacuum? And ماذا تشاهدين, what do you watch, or what are you watching? Similarly, we use ماذا to talk about the future. So if you want to talk about future using sa, so you will say ماذا ستفعل, ماذا ستكنس, ماذا ستشاهد, ماذا ستفعلين, ماذا ستكنسين, وماذا ستشاهدين. طيب, now what's the difference between تفعل, تكنس, and تشاهد, and تفعلين, تكنسين, and تشاهدين? So I'm very sure that you remember that when you talk about تفعل, تكنس, تشاهد, you are basically talking to someone who is next to you, and he is singular masculine. Basically it means أنت. So it means أنت. يعني أنت تفعل, وأنت تكنس, وأنت تشاهد. But if you are talking to a person who is next to you and she is singular feminine, then basically it means أنتِ. So for the singular feminine مخاطب, the person that you are talking to, if she is a lady or a feminine, then we will use تفعلين تكنسين وتشاهدين. And if the person who is next to you is singular masculine, then we will say تفعل تكنس وتشاهد. So this one, both of them, they start with the ta. However, for the singular masculine, it comes with dhamma, with the sound of u, and for the feminine, it comes with the sound of ina. تفعلين تكنسين وتشاهدين. And then we have mata. Mata is used to talk about the time. The difference between mata and mada is that mata is used to ask about the time, and mada means what. So mata tadhabu ila al-madrasati, when will you go to, or when do you go to the school. متى تذهب إلى البيت. متى تذهب إلى الطبيب. متى تذهب إلى المسجد. ومتى تذهب إلى المهندس. ومتى تذهب إلى العم. When will you go to your uncle. And we have seen that after ila, the noun gets kasra. It comes with kasra, as you can see over here. Now what you should do as a student, you should have your own notebook, and on notebook you must write these like the grammatical points on your notebooks summary, so that by the end of the course you have your own database, or your own summary of the grammatical structures of the Arabic language. And this is a very beautiful idea, that in every lesson we have a summary, and generally in every lesson we have around 5 to 6 ideas. So imagine these 5 to 6 ideas, if you write them down with one example at least on a notebook, and imagine that you have completed like 10 lessons and you have 50 grammatical points just written on your notebook. Every question, every part, every grammatical point has one example on that. That will be very easy for you to review and to remember the points. If we say أذهب الساعة الواحدة, also الساعة الواحدة, we have seen that the numbers can be masculine and they can be feminine. So basically, when we have the noun is, if the noun is mu'annath or feminine, then the number with that will also be feminine. So you say I go at 1 o'clock. أذهب الساعة الواحدة. وأذهب الساعة الثانية. وأذهب الساعة الثالثة والرابعة والخامسة والسادسة. The idea is that if you are using the noun is feminine, then the number will also be used for the feminine. Then we have أصلي الفجر في المسجد. This is a different construction over here. Here we have the use of fi, and I have told you that after fi the noun will take kasra, as we can see here. So أصلي الفجر في المسجد. أقرأ القرآن في المصلى. أشاهد التلفاز في الغرفة المصلى. So I didn't read it with kasra because there are some nouns that are fixed. We cannot change the ending. So المصلى will remain always as المصلى. You cannot change the ending of that. أشاهد التلفاز في الغرفة. أغسل الأطباق في المطبخ. وأغسل الملابس في الحمام. Aina means where, and it is used to ask a question about the place. So you say Aina tusalli al-fajr, where do you pray fajr? Aina taqra al-Qur'ana wa aina taghsilu al-malabisa. So alhamdulillah, you have completed 8 grammatical points in this lesson. Next question is تبادل الحوار مع زميلك كما في المثال. Al-kalamu, speaking. So this is a very good course for speaking. So now you have to practice with me. Just don't sit and listen to or watch the video. Practice with me as well. Al-mithal. أين تصلي الجمعة. Basically we have 2 nouns over here. Al-Jumu'ah wal-Masjid al-Kabir. So we say أين تصلي الجمعة. Where do you pray Jumu'ah? You say أصلي في المسجد الكبير. I pray in a bigger masjid. وأين تصلي أنت. And where do you pray? And you say أصلي في المسجد الكبير أيضا. I also pray in a bigger masjid. أيضا means also. Now we have 2 nouns, al-fajr wa masjid umara. So you will say أين تصلي al-fajr, and you say أصلي في مسجد umara. Then you ask وأين تصلي أنت, and you say أنا أصلي في مسجد عمر أيضا. أين تصلي الظهر. أصلي في المسجد الكبير أو أصلي في مسجد بلال, and you say وأين تصلي أنت, and you say أنا أصلي في المسجد الكبير أو في مسجد بلال أيضا. أين تصلي العصر, and you say أصلي في مسجد عثمان, and then you say أين تصلي أنت, and أنت تقول أنا أصلي في مسجد عثمان أيضا. The person, your friend, asks you أين تصلي المغرب, وأنت تقول أصلي المغرب في مسجد علي. وصديقك أو زميلك تقول كما تقول أنت. and then he says أين تصلي أنت، وهو يقول أنا أصلي في مسجد علي. And similarly you complete العشاء والجمعة. أجب عن الأسئلة and answer the following questions مستعينا by seeking help بالصور by the pictures. So you look at the pictures and then you answer the question. ماذا يفعل أحمد؟ What is Ahmad doing? Then you say أحمد يقرأ القرآن. Ahmad is reciting the Quran. ماذا تفعل البنت? What is the lady doing or the girl doing? And you say هي تكنس, she is vacuuming. ماذا يفعل الرجل? You say هو يصلي. And similarly ماذا تفعل فاطمة? And you say فاطمة تشاهد التلفاز. ماذا تفعل خديجة? And you say خديجة تغسل الملابس. وماذا يفعل محمد؟ وأنت تقول محمد يغسل الأطباق. So now you see over here we have a very good practice. Look at the pictures and please practice as much as you can. As we say التحدث بالتحدث والكلام بالكلام. If you speak you will learn to speak. If you don't practice you won't be able to learn to speak Arabic. التدريب practice. Now we have القراءة reading. صل بين الجملة, connect between the sentence وصورة المناسبة and the appropriate picture. يذهب إلى البيت بالحافلة. He goes home by bus. So we can see here this is the first one. يقرأ القرآن في غرفة النوم. He recites Quran in the living room or in the bedroom. So you can see over here, in fact it's the bedroom, so we can see in the picture over here. يذهب إلى المدرسة الساعة الثامنة. He goes to school by 8 o'clock, and we can see that this is where we connected. يغسل الملابس في الحمام, and we can see that the clothes are being washed over here, and then we say تكنس غرفة النوم يوم العطلة, and then you are vacuuming on the day of holiday. So like this you have to practice with me. Then we have صل بين السؤال والجواب. Now you have to connect between the question and the answer. متى تستيقظ? When do you wake up? So you say أستيقظ عند الفجر. I wake up at Fajr time. أين تصلي الجمعة? Where do you pray Jumu'ah? And you say أصلي الجمعة في المسجد الكبير. أين تصلي الفجر? And you say أصلي الفجر في المسجد. وأين هل تنام بعد الصلاة؟ لا أنام بعد الصلاة. I don't sleep after the prayer. So like this you have to practice with me. Then we have اقرأ الفقرة. Read the paragraph. ثم أجب, then answer. This is with the qaf, fiqra. If it is with ka, then it means idea. You say fikra jayyida, good idea. Fikra jadida, new idea. But this is with qaf, fiqra, and that means the paragraph. أسرة أحمد لا تنام بعد الصلاة يوم العطلة. Ahmad's family doesn't sleep after prayer on holiday. طه يكنس غرفة الجلوس. Taha vacuums the living room. وفاطمة تكنس غرفة النوم, and Fatima vacuums the sleeping room or the bedroom. وأحمد يغسل الملابس, and Ahmad washes the clothes. ولطيفة تكوي الملابس, and لطيفة irons the clothes. والجدة تغسل الأطباق, and the grandmother washes the dishes or does the dishes. والجد يقرأ القرآن, and the grandfather recites the Quran. Now ماذا تفعل الجدة? What does the grandmother do? So we know الجدة تغسل الأطباق. Then we have ماذا يفعل أحمد? What does Ahmad do? And we know that Ahmad يغسل الملابس, as we can see over here. Then ماذا تفعل next one is ماذا تفعل فاطمة? What does Fatima do? And we know that Fatima تكنس غرفة النوم, as we can see over here. And then we have ماذا تفعل لطيفة? What does لطيفة do? And we know that لطيفة is the one who irons the clothes, so we will say لطيفة تكوي الملابس. وماذا يفعل طه? What does طه do? And we know طه يكنس غرفة الجلوس. وماذا يفعل الجد? We know that Jad recites the Quran, so we will say الجد يقرأ القرآن. So you see, for one person masculine we say يقرأ, we say يغسل, we say ينام. But when we talk about one feminine third person, al-ghaiba, we say tanam, we say taghsil, we say taknus. So this is a very important detail that you need to know, that we can use when we talk about the third person singular feminine, we use ta, and when we talk about the third person masculine singular, we use ya with fi'l mudari with the present tense. اقرأ الفقرة ثم أجب. Then we have the second paragraph, and then we have to read and answer. يستيقظ طاهر عند الفجر. طاهر wakes up during the Fajr time or at Fajr time. ويتوضأ في البيت, and he makes wudu or performs ablution at home. ويذهب إلى المسجد, and he goes to masjid. يصلي طاهر في الفجر في المسجد. He prays Fajr in masjid. طاهر يقرأ القرآن. طاهر recites the Quran. ولا ينام بعد الصلاة, and he doesn't sleep after the prayer. متى يستيقظ طاهر؟ طاهر يستيقظ عند الفجر. أين يتوضأ؟ يتوضأ في البيت. أين يذهب؟ يذهب إلى المسجد. أين يصلي الفجر؟ يصلي الفجر في المسجد. هل ينام بعد الصلاة؟ لا ينام بعد الصلاة. ماذا يفعل بعد الصلاة؟ هو يقرأ القرآن. So alhamdulillah, we have had a very good practice of the dialogues, reading and writing. Arabic language or any language, if you're serious to learn about it, you have to make sure that you practice all the skills: reading, writing, listening and speaking. Especially the speaking part is very, very important. So make sure that you do it with me, and inshallah we will meet again in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.